this is part 2. I did some whole crazy shit with the button and shit. So anyway, this is part 2. I love y'all. Hello, I'm Empress J, the Healing Oracle. I did some crazy shit with the button, and I didn't even get to read the book. And I'm about to read this book by Neville Goddard, and it's called Faith is Your Freedom. Hold on, I don't want to just say anything. But the last time I pressed the button, I took myself out of here, so no. Okay, hold up, y'all. I gotta get my shit together. Yo, all right. Your Faith is Your Fortune, okay? By Neville Goddard. Hey, honey. You have a good day at school? So, yeah, let's get into it. Jesus Christ. Hold up, y'all. I done lost the damn thing. Alright. So, I'm not going to read the whole book, of course. Y'all know how I do. Go here, there, and everywhere, right? Pick out what I think is important, and it may intrigue you to go and get this book. And you can also get it on the PDF, like on Google, but I ain't just say that. Anyway, Your Faith is Your Fortune by Neville Goddard, okay? So it says, man's faith in God is measured by his confidence in himself. Man's faith in God is measured by his confidence in himself, okay? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the unconditioned awareness of being, and the unconditioned awareness of being became conditioned by imagining itself to be something, and the unconditioned awareness of being became that which it had imagined itself to be. So did creation begin. Before Abraham or the world was, I am. When all the time shall cease to be, I am. I am the formless awareness of being, conceiving myself to be man. By my everlasting law of being, I am compelled to be and to express all that I believe myself to be. I am the eternal nothingness, containing within my formless self the capacity to be all things. I am that in which all my conceptions of myself live and move and have their being, and apart from which they are not. Excuse me, y'all. I dwell within every conception of myself. From this withinness, I ever seek to transcend all conceptions of myself by the very law of my being. I transcend my conceptions of myself only as I believe myself to be that which does transcend. I am the law of being, and beside me there is no law. I am that I am. So, chapter 2, you shall decree. So shall my word be that goeth forth of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Isaiah 55:11. Man can decree a thing and it will come to pass. Man has always decreed that which has appeared in his world. He is today excuse me, y'all. He is today decreeing that which is appearing in his world, and he shall continue to do so as long as man is conscious of being man. Nothing has ever appeared in man's world but what man decreed that it should. So ain't nothing come in your world that you don't want to be in your world, pretty much. This you may deny, but try as you will. You cannot disprove it, for this decreeing is based upon a changeless principle. Man does not command things to appear by his words, which are, more often than not, a confession of his doubts and fears. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. Every man automatically expresses that which he is conscious of being, without effort or the use of words. At every moment of time, man is commanding himself to be and to possess that which he is conscious of being and possessing. This changeless principle of expression is dramatized in all the Bibles of the world. The writers of our sacred books were illuminated mystics, past masters in the art of psychology. In telling the story of the soul, they personified this impersonal principle in the form of a historical document, both to preserve it and to hide it from the eyes of the uninitiated. Today, those to whom this great treasure has been entrusted, namely the priesthoods of the world, have forgotten that the Bibles are psychological dramas representing the consciousness of man. In their blind forgetfulness, they now teach their followers to worship its characters as men and women who actually lived in time and space. When man sees the Bible as a great psychological drama with all of its characters and actors as the personified qualities and attributes of his own consciousness, then, and only then, will the Bible reveal to him the light of its symbology. This impersonal principle of life, which made all things, is personified as God. This Lord God, creator of heaven and earth, is discovered to be man's awareness of being. If man were less bound by orthodoxy and more intuitively observant, he could not fail to notice in the reading of the Bibles that the awareness of being is revealed hundreds of times throughout this literature. To name a few, I am hath sent me unto you. Be still and know that I am God. I am the Lord and there is no God. I am the shepherd. I am the door. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way. I am the beginning and the end. I am. Man's unconditioned awareness of being is revealed as Lord and Creator of every conditioned state of being. If man will give up his belief in a God apart from himself, recognize his awareness of being to be God, this awareness fashions itself in a likeness, an image of its conception of itself. Run that back. If man would give up his belief in a God apart from himself, recognize his awareness of being to be God. This awareness fashions itself in the likeness and image of its conception of itself. He would transform his world from a barren waste to a fertile field of his own liking. Okay, meaning God is you, you are God. The day man does this, he will know that he and his Father are one, but his Father is greater than he. He will know that his consciousness of being is one with that which he is conscious of being, but that his unconditioned consciousness of being is greater than his conditioned state or his conception of itself. So, pretty much, you have to know the truth of yourself. You have to know that, like I say a lot, the kingdom of heaven lives within, and that's in the Bible, right? I don't know where, whatever. But I know that, on my 40 years of life, 41 years, I understand this, okay? The more I believe in myself, the more I work on myself, the more if I am religious, I continue to have a strong system of belief, okay, in whatever works for me by now, okay? You have had to pay attention to different times in your life when maybe you start reading more, life becomes a lot easier because you start using the things you're learning to find peace, okay? Because that's what it's about, finding internal peace so you can have outwardly peace. If you are suffering within and you don't know the truth that God lives within you. You don't have to search anywhere for God. You don't. The only thing you have to do is search yourself. Search your soul. Ask questions to self, and God is with you. He's here always, okay? The more you know that, the more you grow on that, the more you believe in yourself, okay? The more you believe in your life, the more you know that anything that you got going on is not worthy of you harming yourself. Because there's a lot of times where we, are thinking in our minds that God does not love us. We don't know what it feels like to talk to God, or to have God, those people be like, yes, because God be talking to me. Well, I'm one of those people. But I remember when I didn't feel like God dealt with me like that. But all along, he's here. He's within me. But I had to tap into that. And I had to believe in myself, right? I had to believe that no matter, I don't even know when it happened, but I know it happened, where I just started to believe. It was just like, if I've gotten through all of that, God loves me. He woke me up today. Even though I've done all this, X, Y, and Z, he still loves me. He still makes a way for me. You know what I'm saying? When I couldn't go any further, I asked for help. That was him showing me love. Showing me that my life required more for me. And all I needed to do was realize that he was always here with me. He was in me. He was with me at all times. When I was at my lowest, when I was at my highest, when I felt like I was by myself, when I felt, when I had everybody in my corner. And then when I had nothing, I felt alone. No, I wasn't alone. I'm never alone. You're never, ever, 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 ever alone. You have lonely thoughts. You feel, you know what I'm saying? Alone because you feel like you got to be able to touch what you have. No. You could touch it in a different sense. Mentally, emotionally. When you allow yourself to quiet down, you find books like Neville Goddard, authors like him. He has a lot of different books, it's from back to the basics, back in the 1940s, back to the basics, where the information was a little bit different. It was not watered down. It was, and I'm not talking about the books today are watered down, but I'm talking about getting the information from people who are connecting the things you're already thinking. Connecting things so that you can understand on your level. There are things, all different types of books out here to appease everyone. Okay, you have to go and search for the information and the knowledge that will allow you to look beyond what has been told to you, to look beyond what you have seen. Because once you step out of the box, you do not know what's on the other side, okay? There's you know all of this other shit you done been through, because you done had to go through different things 2 and 3, 4, 5 times till you learned the lesson. Now you done learned the lesson, so now you in a whole new area of life. So now you've got to find new information to help you on the next leg of your journey. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you are getting information that feels good to you. I'm trying to tell you, I can't express it enough, because I just know that for the next 20 years from now, it's going to be important on what you know and what you feel to be true to you. That's how we're going to maneuver. Like when we had, the pandemic, it was not about how much money you had. People that had a lot of money some people didn't survive that. Then you had people who were used to surviving on hardly nothing, who were able to maintain, because it was all about the will. It's all about the know-how, okay? And knowing that, like, you could get through anything. It's all about, first of all, you knowing that you could get through anything. And as long as you put that in your mind, you're going to have obstacles, and it's going to seem like rough and stuff, but you're going to get through it. And it's less stress. It's no stress when you're going through situations, because you know you're going to get through that shit. Like, hands down, no matter what, you got it. You're getting through it. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I love you guys, and I hope everybody has a beautiful rest of their day. And I am Empress J, the Healing Oracle. And remember that your faith is your fortune. Make sure you have faith and you believe in something. Okay, keep that faith and that belief system strong. Okay, unbreakable. That's what's going to get you through. All right. So thank you to everyone who's like, shared, comment, subscribe, commented, came through. All right, jumped on this healing vibe. All right. Talk to y'all later.